How you guys doing? You can be the audience, absolutely. It's much better if I've got one, I gotta tell you. I mean, I have one, but they're on the internet, and it's a whole nother scene. They're harder to talk to. You guys are very easy to talk to. Absolutely. Been waiting. Appreciate it. Your seats are just over here. All right, song number 1 down. Everything lining up all right? We feel like it's a real production here, folks. All right. Well, let's see here. That's a good song called Good Stuff I wrote. Let's do a love song. Let's do a waltz. You guys like to waltz? A little bike waltzing happening out here. This is a love waltz. A country love waltz is the name of it. I got pretty creative with that one. Hard hats and blue jeans, as hard as the truth seems. All of my best dreams are blue-collar fantasies. Pickups and dirt bikes, as hard as I might fight, somehow just feel right down deep in my soul. The tug of the city, while still at my sleeve, has loosened its grip, much to my relief. And though I adore all that global cuisine, well, I don't like it more than the bucolic scene that is spending each day with the woman I'll stay with as long as I may, if she'll stay here with me. My hands in the soil feel better to me than even the strains of the best symphony. And though I've forsaken the loves of my youth, well, unless I'm mistaken, to tell you the truth, I've found something more precious than that life possesses in the caress of a sweet country girl. Thank you, friends. Country Love Waltz, everybody. I did. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks. It's just the looks is the only thing. The words and music are working out. I got to work on the rest of this thing. Thank you, dear. Well, let's see here. Thank you. Have a great night, folks. You guys, too. Have a great night. We're still going. Don't worry. We're still going. Stay there. Well, we had a happy one, another happy one. Must be time for a little heartbreak. I'm a folk singer after all. We have contractual obligations. Or play a breakup song for you. Here's a breakup song. called Another Man's Hat. Well, it was just a couple days ago we got home from Chicago and you came and told me that we were through. So I took a little time, just trying to be fine, figure out what I was gonna do. I had tears and beers, got my thoughts collected, tried to figure out just where I was at. When I got back home to collect my belongings, I was greeted by another man's hat. Another man's hat, it means another man's clothes. I'm probably already gathered at the foot of my bed in the place where my clothes go. Another man's lips are probably tasting my kisses, and who knows where his hands have been at. Maybe I shouldn't mind, but it's too early to find you in the presence of another man's hat. For 5 long years, you had a faithful companion. Well, I held you through all kinds of care and strife. For 5 long years, I loved you with reckless abandon, with the joy of understanding that you would always be my wife. I should have known that you were too far gone when you handed me back my name. I hung around and I've been doubling down just to try to make you feel the same for 5 long years. Lord, it might have been 30. Yes, I feel like I've loved you all my life. 5 long years, you know it makes me feel dirty when I think about you stepping out while I was standing right in front of your eyes. Couldn't honestly tell you that I didn't feel a little relief. Couldn't tell you I don't like feeling free from a woman who has always been a little bit touchy, but who seldom wanted to touch me. I can't say it ain't appealing to be free and easy willing, never feeling like I'm walking on eggs. But if it's all just the same, you could have saved me some pain if you'd have waited just a couple of days. Another man's hat means another man's clothes. I'm probably already gathered at the foot of my bed in the place where my clothes go. Another man's lips are probably tasting my kisses, and who knows where his hands have been at. Maybe I shouldn't mind, but it's too early to find you in the presence of another man's hat. Maybe I shouldn't mind, but it's just too soon to find you in the presence of another man's hat. All right, breakup song number 1. Don't worry, we got plenty more heartbreak where that's... the contract is very long and arduous. It's okay. I got lots of green and M&Ms right before this. Let's see here. I was planning on doing a longer show. So I gotta, it's not bad for me because I don't have that many songs. But now I gotta pick through and figure out what order I want to play these things in. Maybe I'll do, that was one of the more recent ones. I'm gonna do the first one I wrote on the list here tonight. This is an old breakup song. This is a two relationships ago breakup song right here. I don't think I ever came up with a name for this thing. I guess I didn't mind as a logical thing because that happens in there a few times, but if you got something better, feel free and let me know. Another waltz, if you feel like a sad waltz this time where you step on each other's toes and cry a lot, this one's for you. Here we go. I've been trying to get used to this all for a while, dragging my heart and myself around a trial after trial, seeking conviction for crimes against love, seeking conviction for the crime of not knowing enough. 'Cause I've forgotten the taste of your sweet honey lips, forgotten your eyes, forgotten your sweet fingertips. I've forgotten your laugh, I've forgotten your smile, forgot I was looking for someone to talk with a while. So I've been calling my love out, I've been calling your name, been calling you empty and searching for something to say. All that I need is a glimpse of your grace, and nothing here seems to replace you. I'm sure there were times I was standing in line, but I didn't mind. I set my love down to build you a shrine, 'cause I didn't mind at all. All that I need is a glimpse of your grace, and nothing here seems to replace you. And sure, there were times I was standing in line, but I didn't mind. I set my love down to build you a shrine, 'cause I didn't mind at all. No, I didn't mind. No, I didn't mind. Said I didn't mind. All right. That one's back from 19. That's not a 19, that's a 20. When did I write that? 2000. That would have been 2005, I believe. That song's 15 years old. How about that? 15 years. It blows my mind. Blows my mind and explains a lot of this hair on my head. Let's see here. Well, after that one, we better go back to the happy stuff. I think is that 2 sads in a row? We got 2 happies and 2 sads so far. Is that where we're at? Can't keep track, folks. That's also explained by the 15 years. We'll do one. This is one that I recorded with a band called the Hoyer Brothers, who were kind of the local band here in Leavenworth for several years. I was honored to be able to play saxophone and sing some songs with them over about a 4-year period. Great fellas, great music. And we recorded this one on the record called Do You Mind, which you can find on the old interwebs if you look around for the Hoyer Brothers. It's a song called Rage. I'm going to replace the swears with not swears because this is a family program. I'm going to write it down till it blows itself off the page, till I don't have to shout, till I know just what to say. And then I'm going to spit it out, gonna take it out on the stage, gonna step into the light, gonna let that sucker rage, gonna put it in the microphone, gonna put it in the people's brains, gonna tear it out of people's hearts, spread it all over the place, spread it all over the place. 'Cause everybody wants and needs a little bit of love in their lives. It's not as though your wants and needs are anything I don't realize. The situation calls to me, and damned if I'm not gonna reply. The entropy is quick and I don't wanna leave this behind. And you know it's not a lot of quicksand threatening to swallow our lives. We've waited till the plot has gotten thick, but baby, I've already thought twice. All I need is a little love in my life, and you know that constantly you're standing on the front of my mind. And baby, that you're all I need is something I'm not gonna deny. 'Cause I'm gonna write it down till it blows itself off the page, till I don't have to shout, till I know just what to say. And then I'm gonna spit it out, gonna take it out on the stage, gonna step into the light, gonna let that sucker rage, gonna put it in a microphone, gonna put it in people's brains, gonna tear it out of people's hearts, spread it all over the place, spread it all over the place. And I'll be singing, I love you. I'll be singing, I love you. Yeah, I'll be singing, I love you. I'll be singing, I love you. Something about the end of that made me want to go Elvis for a minute. Love. Thank you. Thank you much. Thanks. Again, you can find that on the Hoyer Brothers record, Do You Mind? Track number 4, I think. All right. There's a happy one. We're going to go, we're kind of switching. We're going like forward and backward here. I like it. That one was, that's probably a 6-year-old song. Yeah, that'd be about 6 years old. And this next one I wrote right at the beginning of the pandemic, I think. I think I wrote this, might even been, no, it was after, so it would have been the end of March. I wrote this at the end of March. We'll see how it goes. This is a song called Punchline. It's another heartbreak song, but it's got a beat and you can dance to it. So feel free. It never really got dark. I just couldn't stop crying. And even thinking about leaving the house and seeing anyone else was like dying. So I covered my eyes and didn't open my mouth. I filled my ears up with anything other than something I could cry about. Wasn't easy to find. 'Cause love has a name and it was stuck inside my throat. I swallow it down, but it always came right back up, floating on a memory, and I'd start to choke. Seems like the best of me has become some long, old, drawn-out joke, and I've forgotten the punchline. Yes, I just need a little more time. It never really got dark. No, I could always see the line. It's just that anytime I thought about looking for love, it didn't seem worth finding. But I can swallow my pride, let my intellect win. I know that some kind of love is all that I really need, but not where to begin. I started feeling unkind, 'cause love has a name and it was stuck inside my throat. Well, swallow it down, but it always come right back up, floating on a memory, and I'd start to choke. Seems like the best of me has become some long, old, drawn-out joke, and I've forgotten the punchline. I'm gonna be just fine. When things change, it never feels like they change for the better. I should know better than to believe in those feelings. Though they're strong, they're always wrong. It's like I've been trained not to remember each time I've said forever. Well, it's always been better the next time forever came along. Yes, I got to move on. It never really got dark. Punchlines, that song, ladies and gents. Another heartbreak song. But what's a heart if not broken? Glued back together. They got that wabi-sabi. You guys know about wabi-sabi? The Japanese, I believe it's Japanese. I think it's Japanese. Where when you drop a bowl, they drop a porcelain bowl, saying it would break, they'd put it back together with gold. So to show that the parts where it was broken are now the most beautiful, are now the strongest. Hearts are good for wabi-sabi. Remember your wabi-sabi heart, ladies and gentlemen. Well, heck, it's a lot of songs. Let me see here. What haven't I done yet, guys? Well, let's see here. We're at 30. I'll figure out a couple more to do. I'm all right. If I can just make my... Oh, you know what? I'm going to make a valiant attempt through one. I wrote this one probably pushing 2 years ago, but I never really got down playing and singing it at the same time because it's kind of hard, and I'm not the most talented finger picker in the world, but this is a song I wrote about my grandparents, about my father's parents, mostly my father's mother. She's a very difficult woman, but a very beautiful woman. Strong-willed. they would call her. Very religious, but didn't belong particularly to any religion. She just believed strongly in the second coming and things like that. And tried real hard to make sure that her family and everyone she met and came across knew about all that stuff. And not to say that it wasn't obnoxious pretty often. But it was also always super heartfelt and wonderful and beautiful. That said, she was also very difficult. This is a song about that difficulty and how it formed a lot of beautiful things. This is another Wabi Sabi song. There's a theme, ladies and gentlemen. This is a song called Beverly and George. Give it a try. His woman still persisted, not from stubbornness or spite, but on the firm misapprehension that she was keeping us on track. And like an engine through the darkness, she was shining heaven's light. We were all here at the station, ever waving at her back. But whatever was for dinner was a million thoughts away. And the black part tastes the best to me, or it's been out 3 days. There may be no grace in the living, but there's always grace to say. There lives a kind of charm in those who boldly disregard the din of every disapproval and refusal in their wake, and who recklessly continue forward to execute their charge, boldly marching ever on for heaven or whatever's sake. But her charm was not just calloused, she was joyful in her way. She retained a certain buoyancy regardless of her age. Sure, you might not get your point across, but is that really why you came? Heaven knows she made it hard as she reached for true salvation. And I don't honestly believe that she even could perceive the situation. For what it's worth, it wasn't lack of love, just lack of obligation. The fruits of their affection mostly harbor discontent about the quality of rearing that was offered and received. And I dare say those emotions likely don't misrepresent the faithful record of their youth. I reckon they can be believed. But they always wear a kindness you can feel from 50 feet. And they'll try most any pleasure and they will not be discreet. And they'll offer you a bite and you'll be damned if it ain't sweet. Folks who've hurt together tend to sing good harmonies, and though occasional exceptions may lend discord to their tune, they've all been bound by lessons learned upon their bended knees, making up new prayers to grizzly bears and howling at the moon. And when there isn't laughter to be found, it always can be made. When nothing's really serious, it's hard to be betrayed. Still, a debt will leave a scar whether or not it's ever paid. Heaven knows she made it hard as she reached her face toward glory. And I don't honestly believe that she was born with any ears to hear their story. Not aware of what she had, but not concerned with inventory. Certain words hold love like Mona Lisa holds a stare, called love the way an apple flower calls a honeybee. And like the name of God on a tongue in true devoted prayer, one such holy word is Daddy, spoken by his progeny. By no means was he untouchable, by no means a saint. His behavior, while respectable, was riddled with mistakes. Still, he taught them to be flexible, right to the point of breaking. I never knew him well enough to make a deep impression. I've got a couple memories that sometimes come awake, But as I look around at what he made, I'm surer than I'm guessing that behind it his impression was it's all a joke to take. Almost made it all the way through, guys. It was so close. So close. Got to the third verse. I'll call that a victory. And I remembered it all in the meantime. None of it went completely away. I tell you what, there's no actual faces to look at. Like I'm imagining, this is like I'm talking to Johnny Five. I have an audience of Johnny Five for those of you over 30. Hey, Laser Lips. Your mama was a snowblower. Well, I got time for one more. I feel like I'm gonna cut the balance. We're gonna do a song that is really not sad, but really is sad. It's a really beautiful song by Gillian Welch. And I think it fits the times really well. It's a song called Hard Times. Gillian Welch, if you don't know her, is a beautiful, beautiful singer. Actually, the reason I'm playing this old Epiphone is because her partner in crime, David Rawlings, plays this same guitar. And I was kind of searching around for one because I love the way he sounds, and my dream is to sound something even remotely like him. And I was looking on the Facebook marketplace in Wenatchee, Washington, right up the road from where I live here in Leavenworth, and there was one on the Wenatchee marketplace, this very guitar, for a very reasonable price, and it was owned by, it had been owned by a 94-year-old man who had just recently passed away. He bought it new. It's pretty cool. It's a 1943 Epiphone Olympic. And David Rawlings plays this guitar, and now I'm going to play a song that actually Gillian just plays on banjo. I don't think he even plays guitar on this, but you get the idea. Song called Hard Times. It's happier than it sounds, kind of. Thank you all so much for hanging out and listening. I appreciate it. I believe there's some sort of internet tip jar. Venmo information of mine is somewhere available around what you're looking at. And again, we're raising money here for the ICCA, Icicle Creek Center for the Arts, a wonderful, wonderful program that always needs support and does a lot of good. So please open up your hearts and open up your pocketbooks. And yeah, here's a Gillian Welch song. Was a Camptown man who used to plow and sing. He loved that mule and that mule loved him. As the days got long, like it does about now, I'd hear him singing to his muley cow, calling, come on, my sweet old girl. Well, I bet the whole damn world that we're gonna make it, yeah, to the end of the road. Singing hard times ain't gonna rule my mind. Hard times ain't gonna rule my mind. Bessie, hard times ain't gonna rule my mind no more. He said it's a mean old world, it's heavy need. That big machine is just picking up speed. We're supping on tears and we're supping on wine. We all get to heaven in our own sweet time. So come on, you Asheville boys, turn up that old time noise and kick till the dust comes up through the cracks in the floor. Singing hard times ain't gonna rule my mind. Hard times ain't gonna rule my mind, brother. Hard times ain't gonna rule my mind no more. But the Camptown man, he don't plow no more. I seen him walking down to the Super Red store. I guess he lost that neck, he forgot that song. Woke up one morning and the mule was gone. So come on, ye Nashville kings. Come on, you dogs that sing. Pick up your dusty old horn and give it a blow. Calling hard times ain't gonna rule my mind. Hard times ain't gonna rule my mind. Sugar, hard times ain't gonna rule my mind no more. Thank you all so much. I'm Seth Garrido. This is Icicle Creek Center for the Arts. Thank you to Eric. Thank you to Mason. Eric running sound here. Mason running videos. So they're going to be doing this at least once a week for the next quite a while, probably until the end times are over here. So please stay tuned in. Please lend your support where you can. And please keep yourselves healthy. Wear a mask. Be good humans. All right. Love you. Thank you.